Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo?
Who?
Oh, thank God. Oh, Christ.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 ways Better Call Saul impacts Breaking Bad.
You won't have to talk to the cops. You won't have to do any time. There's no killing but your Tuco problem. It goes away.
For this list, we'll be looking at plot points connected to Breaking Bad that were expanded upon or given a whole new perspective in its prequel series. Better keep in mind, we'll be breaking out the spoilers. Do you think Better Call Saul has strengthened the Breaking Bad legacy? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Huell's fate. Although Breaking Bad tied up most of its loose ends, a few characters were left with ambiguous fates. In the final season of Better Call Saul, Gene Takovic, as he now goes by, contacts Francesca. His old receptionist informs him that Skylar White got off on a deal while only Jesse Pinkman's car was found, alluding to the events of El Camino.
Leave it near the border. Hide it, kinda, but yo, don't hide it so good the cops can't find it. Wipe it down for prints, then hitchhike back. Do not let nobody see you in that car.
The biggest takeaway is the revelation that Huell Babineau, Saul's former bodyguard, evaded jail time because the DEA held him under false pretenses, claiming Walt had put a hit on him and had already killed Jesse.
Oh, man, I swear to God, I didn't know he was gonna kill him, man. I didn't know he was gonna kill him.
Fans often wondered if Huell ever left the safe house where we last saw him. Better Call Saul clarifies that he's since moved back to New Orleans.
Huell, I guess, back home in New Orleans. DEA held him under false pretenses or something, so last I heard he walked.
Good.
Number 9. Crazy 8. While he only appears in the first 3 Breaking Bad episodes, this drug dealer leaves a strong impression. We connect with Crazy 8 as he's locked in Jesse's basement, which makes it even harder when Walt has no choice but to directly murder someone for the first time.
The moment I do, are you gonna stick me with that broken piece of plate?
We're left to wonder how much of what Crazy 8 told Walt about himself was true. As we see in Better Call Saul, his real name is indeed Domingo Molina, and Lalo Salamanca supplied his nickname.
With 3/8 on the turn and you don't raise. And then you fold at the river. It's too bad. Mucho loco, this guy, huh?
It's also revealed that Crazy 8 interacted with several Breaking Bad characters before encountering Walt or Jesse. He worked for Don Hector, and Saul Goodman negotiated a deal when Hank Schrader and Steven Gomez tried interrogating him. Crazy 8 might have been better off in jail.
Oh, yeah. Well, if his information leads to arrests, then charges go away. Okay, now how can you say no to that? That is a win-win for you guys.
Number 8. Tuco Salamanca and the Cousins. After Crazy 8 dies, Walter and Jesse get involved with the hot-headed Tuco. It isn't long until they cross paths with other members of the Salamanca family, including the silent but deadly Cousins. Better Call Saul explores their criminal activities before Heisenberg. Thanks to Mike and Nacho, Tuco faces almost a decade in prison.
That all you got?
Get on the ground!
Don Hector and the Cousins ultimately force Mike's hand, resulting in Tuco getting a much shorter prison sentence.
I would like for you to tell the police that the gun was yours.
Would you?
Had Mike's plan gone off without a hitch, Tuco still likely would have been in jail when Walt got involved in the meth business. Mike prolonged his life by telling the police it was his gun, but by getting Tuco out early, he paved the way for Walt to one day doom all parties involved.
We tried to poison you. Because you're an insane, degenerate piece of filth, and you deserve to die.
Number 7. Gus on the rise. In Better Call Saul, Gustavo Fring is already the chicken man behind Los Pollos Hermanos and a prominent meth distribution figure. While much of his past is left ambiguous, the prequel series sets the stage for Gus to take down many of his rivals in Breaking Bad.
We cleared out the Espinosas. They're all done.
And the Salamanca brothers?
Marco took a hit, but he'll pull through.
It will be a while until Gus is in a position to exact revenge against Don Eladio. However, he can knock the Salamancas down a peg on his way up the ladder. Using Nacho as a pawn, Gus's business begins to thrive while his main competitor suffers.
Get some rest. You have more to do.
We also watch the production of Gus's state-of-the-art super lab where Walt will one day cook. Going into Breaking Bad, all the pieces are in place for Gus's continued rise and downfall.
I decide what he deserves. No one else.
Number 6. Nacho and Lalo. When Walter and Jesse first kidnap Saul, he desperately mentions two names, Ignacio and Lalo.
Oh, no, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, he's the one!
While this seemed irrelevant throughout Breaking Bad's run, both characters are given essential arcs in Better Call Saul. Jimmy reluctantly helps Lalo Salamanca out of a legal jam shortly before Nacho enables the attack on his compound. After going on the run for a while, Lalo asks for Jimmy's help again, killing Howard Hamlin in the process. Although Jimmy and Kim survive this ordeal, their marriage does not. In due course, Jimmy McGill essentially dies, leaving only Saul Goodman.
Move it to court day. I'm not going down there twice in 1 week. That's their problem.
As Walter and Jesse made Saul look at an empty grave, it's safe to say that he had flashbacks to the night when Lalo offed Howard and changed everything. Number 5. How Mike Met Gus. When they're introduced in Breaking Bad, Mike has a long-standing professional relationship with Gus.
Good news is, for stage 3 cancer, guy's doing well, physically. Mentally, the guy's a disaster.
The roots of that relationship are unveiled in Better Call Saul. Hector Salamanca brought them together, although not intentionally. Mike plotted to kill Hector, who'd been harassing him. Gus prevents the hit, as it's in his best interest to keep Hector alive for now.
It's not in my interest for Hector Salamanca to die at this time.
Since they both hate Hector, though, Mike and Gus find common ground that leads to a partnership. At first, the two maintain their distance with Mike, not even wanting to accept Gus's money.
You sent back the payment we agreed upon.
What I didn't do for you.
However, it isn't long until Mike is overseeing the construction of Gus's lab, heading up his security, and making problems go away. Mike continued to do much of this in Breaking Bad. Number 4. How Saul Met Mike. Between being a cop and getting involved in the drug world, Mike worked as an Albuquerque courthouse parking lot attendant. It's here where he first encounters the struggling lawyer Jimmy McGill.
$3.
I'm validated. See the stickers?
Well, I see 5 stickers. You're one shy. It's $3.
Although they get off on the wrong foot, the two form a professional relationship and sort of friendship. Jimmy represents Mike legally, and they both do odd favors for each other.
So I'm here because you want me to assault a police officer.
I am asking you to take a few ounces of lukewarm coffee and spill it on him. I doubt that satisfies the definition of assault, but hey, you're the lawyer.
By the time Jimmy goes full Saul Goodman, Mike is working as his private investigator. Getting tangled in Walt's schemes, Saul arranges for him to meet Gus, with Mike presumably acting as the middleman. So if Jimmy had never met Mike, he wouldn't have met Gus, and Walt wouldn't have met either of the latter two. And it all started with a parking dispute.
Backing up! I have to back up! I need more stickers! Don't have enough stickers!
Number 3. Hector Salamanca's stroke. Flashbacks aside, Hector spends the entirety of Breaking Bad in a wheelchair with a bell and a perpetually angry face as his only means of communication.
What, you don't like them?
It's rather jarring when he first pops up in Better Call Saul, walking, talking, and seemingly in stable health. We never would have imagined the Ignacio that Saul briefly mentioned was the one who put the cartel Don in that chair. Hector has a heart condition, but he's fine as long as he takes his medicine.
You get caught, it could get worse.
You don't think I know who I'm dealing with?
No, I don't.
To protect his father, Nacho switches Hector's pills with empty capsules, causing his fateful stroke. In retrospect, this would have been the best time for Gus to finish Hector. He'd rather let his enemies suffer, though, allowing Hector to live long enough to get revenge. Number 2. From Jimmy to Saul to Gene. Breaking Bad has always possessed great rewatch value, but going back is even more fascinating now that Saul's backstory has been fully fleshed out.
Mayhew, is that Irish or English?
Irish.
Faith and Begora, a fellow potato eater. My real name's McGill.
Just as we watch Walt go from chemistry teacher to drug kingpin, Jimmy/Saul/Gene goes through several evolutions.
You're on the billboards, on the TV. I used to have one of your matchbooks.
You got me mixed up with someone. My name is Takovic. Gene Takovic.
Each is different, although each has the same fatal flaw, never knowing when to be content. As seen in Better Call Saul, Jimmy was given more than one opportunity to be a legitimate lawyer, yet his inner con artist always calls to him.
You have no idea what's going on. You're a teensy tiny man in a teensy weensy little bubble.
Oh, Jimmy.
This molds him into a criminal lawyer who will inevitably become a wanted criminal. Saul follows through on his plan to start over as a Cinnabon manager. However, living a boring life doesn't suit who Gene Takovic is underneath.
You want in the game?
The game? What game?
The game. The one you've been watching your entire life.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Entering that door. Although primarily a prequel, Better Call Saul also serves as a sequel, especially towards the end as Gene stumbles back into Slippin' Jimmy's old tricks.
All right, we ready? And grab your bag, and go! That's it, move!
This cleverly mirrors flashbacks to when Saul first got involved with Walt and Jesse. It's confirmed that Mike was the one who provided a background check on Walt for Saul. Even more significant, Mike warned Saul about getting further involved with Walt, believing it would only amount to trouble.
Well, listen, even if this guy was gonna live, I wouldn't go near him. He's a complete amateur.
Well, you see an amateur, I see 170 pounds of clay ready to be molded.
Trouble is what Saul wants deep down, however. Saul isn't happy with just being a lawyer, much like how Gene isn't satisfied managing a Cinnabon. Both thus go through doors that may feed their hunger for a little more fun. One way or another, the fun needs to end eventually.
So if you want to make more money and keep the money that you make, better call Saul.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.